the truth.
Welcome to Drop Me Off in Nashville with Scotty and friends.
Well, hey, y'all. Welcome back to Scotty and Friends.
How you doing, Angie?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you?
Why are you in my chair?
Because I am going to be doing the questions today.
You are?
Yes.
Okay. So what do you mean by that?
Well, we have been doing so well on the podcast that people are sending us all these emails. And your inbox is just full.
Right.
Won't accept anymore. So we had to clean it out. So we're going to clean it out and we're going to play question and answer with Scotty.
Okay. So you're going to read me what? What's it? Do you better? Some of that stuff might be kind of disgusting or what? You better. Are you skimmed through all this? Have you already prepared yourself for this?
I've screened these emails.
All right. So they're not too bad.
A couple have wanted to know, our address and your phone number and, about
Delete.
Those are in file 13.
All right. Well, let's just get after it then. We'll give it a shot. So this is a question and answer session. Is that what we're labeling this?
Question, answer. Some things are just comments, maybe.
Oh, good. Those are the best because I like it when people say I'm stupid. I don't know what I'm talking about. Those are the fun ones.
Well, you do tell me all the time.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
No.
What?
Boys are.
Oh, yeah. I always tell you boys are stupid. Yeah. Then that's why we never argue because you just say, I tell you, boys are stupid. That's all. All right, let's give it a shot. And if I can't answer it, Mark, I hope Mark's available today. Maybe he can save me. Mark, you around?
I'm around. I'll do my best to chime in.
Yeah, so if she tries stumping me, then you're going to have to help me.
I got your back.
Thank you, sir.
And just so y'all know, when I came in today, I put a jug of sweet tea in the fridge. So
thank you. We appreciate that more than you know. All right, let's get after it.
All right, let's do it. All right, so let's see. This one is from Bobby in Birmingham, United Kingdom.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah. So let's start over.
We have a lot of listeners over there is what I see because I have this thing that tracks where people listen, what device, where, iHeartRadio, wherever they're listening and where they are. And we have a lot of listeners overseas. So this is cool. Okay. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no. So let's start from across the pond.
Let's do it.
It says, hey, I'm Bobby from Birmingham, UK. Is it true that every songwriter in Nashville has written at least one song about whiskey? And, wait, I'm not done. Even if they don't drink.
Yeah, well, it's the running joke is it's the truck, and every song has the word girl in it. Girl. You hear that over and over and over again. And whiskey and drinking. It seems like country music and that go hand in hand. But if I was a writer, Bobby, and I was going to start coming to Nashville, especially that you don't drink, you actually have a leg up, Bobby, because you don't have to deal with all of those cliches that most people do write about, in which radio shoves down your throat over and over again. So if you're not going to write about whiskey and you have another topic that could be just as interesting, I say go for it, man.
All right, Bobby, hope that's what you're looking for. Let's see here. All right, let's go to Tracy from Boise, Idaho.
We do know if Tracy's a boy or girl.
I don't know.
Okay, sorry. What boy? I'll just say Tracy, okay?
Yeah, so let's see. Tracy says, hey, I'm Tracy from Boise, Idaho. How do I politely tell my band's drummer he is not the band leader?
That's easy. Whoever the lead singer is, you're the boss. You are in control of your career. It's one of the biggest things that happens in Nashville. We want to sign the singer. 9 times out of 10, we don't want to sign your band. And a lot of people get upset with that, and rightly so, because there are some fabulous bands that have been together since day one, the Beatles, the Stones, and those group of people will get signed because the cream rises to the top, and they are some of the best in the industry. And that's going to happen actually today as well. But most times when you are doing pitching to labels and they're going to sign, they'll mostly, Tracy, just either sign you And don't be offended if it's not the band. That's just part of business. You know what I mean? So if he wants to be the lead or the lead of the leader of the band, just tell him to start his own band. That's all you got to do. I mean, it is what it is. You're in charge. You're the artist. So this is the best way I can explain it. If Garth Brooks doesn't show up for a concert, nobody's going to come. But if Garth Brooks' lead guitar player doesn't show up, everybody's still going to come because we'll just hire another lead guitar player to take Garth's lead guitar player's place. But Garth is the entertainer. It's just the same way with you, Tracy. You're the lead. So if you're the one that's doing the singing and you're the one that people are paying to come and see, even though it's a quote-unquote band, just kind of remember that you're in charge from start to finish.
All right, sounds good. So even though Garth's guitar player might be fantastic, I mean,
if he's sick, he's sick.
He's sick and he's replaceable, but
Garth's not. Yeah. I can't get another Garth up there.
I can't. Might be the best guitar player on the...
And a few people might have came just to see him play, and that is a huge respect because some of these guys like Alan Jackson and Garth, and they keep the same players from day one. They don't switch. Whoever they have, and they keep them. And I find that very admirable. Thanks, Angie. Admirable in Nashville because they stick with their guys or their gals, whoever they bring on, and they use the same people over and over again. I love that.
Well, and if they're like Taylor Swift's band people and her crew,
right?
That nice Christmas bonus.
Probably. Yeah, I have some friends that worked for musicians and they would get put on a retainer and they would actually be paid throughout the year, whether they're played or not. But what that does is that makes sure that person stays with them, which is I find that super cool.
Yeah. But in all reality, Tracy,
you're the leader.
You're the leader.
Yeah, if you're the singer, you're the leader. People are coming to see you. If it's a whole band thing and you're selling a band project, then, that's a discussion you guys should have up front, but then stick to it. I've always said over and over again, if you're gonna be a band leader of the band, you got to know how to sweep the floor. You got to know how to set the drum kit up, and you have to know how to put the lights up and take them down. Because how can you tell somebody or help somebody or support your crew if you don't know how to do it or what they go through every day?
Yep, sounds good. All right, so this one I'm sure you saw me over here
giggling. Go ahead. Oh boy.
It says, "Hey guys, Luke from New Zealand."
Luke, hi Luke.
If I move to Nashville, I'll automatically start saying y'all.
Angie, you answer that. Is that what happens? Because I think it does. I'm from northern Minnesota, and we do a lot of hey, yeah, don't you know, and like the movie Fargo. But when I went to Nashville, I started picking up on some of that twang, and I remember a few times when I went back the first 5 to 10 years of living in Tennessee, I would say something like y'all, and people were like, you're from Nashville, Minnesota. What are you saying? It's not that. It's just that when you're around that all the time, it becomes part of the culture, right? It becomes part of your language. Good or bad, it's not intentional. It just happens. It just happens, I think. But what I also notice is that when I go back to northern Minnesota Hivy and I get around my friends like Todd and Scott and Pete and Adam, and
you start talking like them again.
It comes back the way I was raised, and those are my bestest friends in the world. So, and to hear Lane, my friend Lane, he lives out in North Dakota, and he's starting to get a pretty bad accent that I can hear now from being in the South for so long. But yeah, you're probably going to pick up on some of those y'alls and don't you know, and cut the light off.
They ain't picking up no don't you knows in Nashville.
Yeah, that's for sure. Cool question, man. Thanks.
Yeah, so my mama used to always tell me, y'all ain't a word.
Y'all ain't a word. Yeah. How do you even spell it?
YALL. Y'all.
So
you all.
You got to put a apostrophe in there?
Yeah,
yeah. What do you think of that, Mark?
I'm from Florida, but I say it all the time.
See, there you go. A cool question.
All right. Yes, it was, Luke. Thank you very much. Let's see. All right. So here's from Gia in Vegas.
Gia in Vegas.
Yes. She says, "Hey, Gia from Vegas. Is there any way to tell if someone is an actual record executive or just wearing a blazer for attention?
Yeah, anybody can go. Scott Collier, if you listen to part 1 and 2 with my friend Scott Collier, he came into a Nashville studio with me and he gave me 2 hours of his time graciously. And he made a super good point. Anybody can go to Vistaprint and make up a card and say you're somebody. I will tell you, when you get to Tennessee, it's a very small world. We had Scotty gave an example of somebody who took advantage of one of his kids. The person that did this, her ex-husband is a very huge country music star, and she started a business, and I had experiences with her as well. And it's such a small world in Nashville that Scotty, who I didn't know, had a friend that also had the same exact experience that was not so pleasant as well. And isn't it funny how him and I never discussed this human being? But when I wrote down on the paper while he was talking to me, I said, is this the person? And I wrote the name down. He goes, yep. And you'll hear it in the interview. That's how small of a world that Nashville is. You will stick out like a sore thumb very quickly because this is what they'll do, guys. You just got to town? Yeah. Oh, man, you're a great songwriter. You're a great writer. So what do you do for a living? I'm a courier or whatever. Well, you got some money? You want to do some records? What do you got? I got about $20,000. Well, guess what? That's what it's going to cost you. It typically costs $40 at my studio, but I think you're really good, and I'm going to get you on some charts that don't matter. So it's going to be about $20,000. But don't forget, I wrote a song back in 1923, and it's super good. And you can look me up. I'm legit. But listen, do your homework. Just because they have a suit on and they talk the game, look them up. It takes a minute. We have what's called the internet now. We have ChatGPT. Look these people up and you can see their credibility really quick. Be careful. Be careful. Listen, I'm dabbling in the movie business, and everybody I call and say, hey, I got a great script. It's 8 out of 10 with when I had it judged by a bunch of different executives in Hollywood to see how I'm doing. You want to give me a hand? 30,000. That was a magic number. Every single person I talked to said, give me $30,000. And I said, is that going to guarantee me a placement? Oh, no. It's the same shit. It's just the music industry and the movie industry. There's just crooks everywhere. Be careful, guys. Cool question.
All right, Gia. Hope
cool
that
question.
helps you.
Yeah, cool question. Be careful, okay?
Okay, so here is another good question because AI is taking over the world, it seems like.
Yes.
So this is Emily from Dublin says, are demo costs in Nashville still worth paying for, or has AI changed that?
Listen, please hear me. I'm going to scream this as loud as I can, okay? And all due respect, I've done a few shows on AI, and the reason why I'm doing it is this model is not going away. AI is here. It's not going to change. Suno is here. It's not going to change. Warner is actually partnered up for them, Warner Brothers, to try to work with them instead of fighting against them. Use these things as tools, folks, not the end game. You can make a great demo on Suno with a song that you wrote on a napkin, flying from wherever your home is somewhere, or you wrote it in your backyard, or you were inspired in the shower and you had this lyric and you wrote it. That you cannot sell that. You can't copyright it. You can't register it. BMI will flag it. The Copyright Office won't allow it. It is a tool. Remember, AI and Suno is a tool. Everything you do has to come from a human and end as a human being. So yes, when you go to Nashville, my thing is what I really believe today is that AI and Suno has just made the studios better than they ever could be. Now you need a studio more than ever, because if you think that you're going to take one of those songs and put them into somebody's hands, or any kind of executive in the music industry, they're going to hear through it that it is AI or Suno driven in less than 30 seconds, and you're not going to get anywhere. So yeah, you need a studio. Find a studio like this one, Mark Maynard's studio in Florida. It's unbelievable. It's the perfect setup. You find a professional studio that works, and this would do it for you. John Albany in Nashville, Tennessee, great guy, great studio, records some of the best people in the world. And you need these kind of guys because these are the kind of guys that are going to take care of you when you do something on AI or Suno. Then you have to make it real. It has to be real. That's just, I could tell you till you could try it. You cannot believe me. But as soon as you're flagged or the copyright offices notice that you tried something, good luck moving forward because you won't move forward because they're going to be watching out for you. Don't do it. It's not worth it, you guys. Just do right. Make it human. That's what a song, that's where the soul comes from anyway. Remember that.
Yeah, just do right.
Do right. Tell them, babe.
Just do right. All right, so let's move on. Emily, hope that helped you with your AI question. Like I said, AI is taking over the world, so great question.
Great question.
Let's see, where am I at? Oh, okay. So I like this one. Hey, I'm Jess from Melbourne, Florida.
Hey, Jess.
How do co-writers work if you don't live in Nashville full time?
Listen, we have this thing called the internet. You guys use it to your advantage, okay? You could co-writing is super cool. Mark, what are some programs on the internet that like we could literally look like the Jetsons when we were kids from the front? You know what I mean? What could they use? Microsoft? I mean, all the different things. What's out there today?
There's a ton of stuff, and some of the stuff is specific to different DAWs. We call them DAWs, DAWs, digital audio workstations like Pro Tools and that type of thing. They have a lot of built-in stuff like that now. But there's a ton of you name it. There's even something like Zoom, and you can collaborate with people and go back and forth and say, here's a melody. I've got an idea. Send it to me, and I'll put some lyrics to it and send it back to you. What do you think? Let's tweak it. You're right. The internet opens up the possibilities of collaborating. Now you can collaborate with someone on the other side of the world who you may never meet.
Yeah. The thing about it is that's cool, you guys. Remember that. But remember, it's the music business. Don't always remember it's business. Okay, cool. We did a song. We collaborated over the internet. We used some of these programs. We got this thing down. We played our guitar in front of each other. We both go, yeah, this is great. Now you have to make it legal. You register the song together with BMI, ASCAP, whoever you're going to use. You go to the copyright office. You guys figure out your splits. You both register. You both get the right, pay the fees that you have to pay. You both get a copy. Everything legal. And if anybody ever says to you, no, don't worry about it, I'll just take care of it, that it does not work that way. Because if they want to do a good job, they want to be honest with you, and they want to actually partner with you, they will be glad to share all of those steps together. Because if you just wrote an entire song together, you can also register and do everything with BMI and the Copyright Office together online.
All right, Jess. Hopes that helps you.
Yeah, that was a great question. Just remember, it's the music business. So always finish. You got the song, now finish it. Finish it means BMI, ASCAP, SOCAN, whoever you're going to use, and then copyright that thing together. You wrote it together. It's copyrighted. It's taken care of together. Get your BMI number. Just protect yourself. The worst thing you want to see happen is all of a sudden this person goes, I'm going to register this thing, and he puts it only in his or her name, and then the thing's a smash hit, and you go to try to do something about it a year later when you hear it on the radio, and you go, oh, that's my song. Sorry, there's nothing you can do.
All right.
Not good.
No, not good.
No.
Let's take a quick break.
Let's do it.
Hey, Siri, bring me a sandwich.
I can't. I am not a human, you moron.
Oh, well then what's the best podcast she can play me?
Now playing Drop Me Off in Nashville.
Ah, thanks, Siri. Give me a hug.
You are an idiot.
Hold up now, quick pit stop. If you're enjoying the show, make sure you're following Drop Me Off in Nashville on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, Amazon Music, and Audible. All them good places your mama listens when she's cleaning the house. All right, let's get back to the madness.
Hey, we're back. Hey, these are great questions, Ange.
Yeah.
I can't believe you did all this. This is a lot.
We have so many questions.
Well, I'll try to shorten my answers and let's try to pop off these quicker.
Okay, let's go. All right. So Troy says hello.
Hey, Troy.
He's from Dallas, by the way.
Love Dallas. Hey, our Vikings just beat you yesterday in football. Sorry, Troy.
Gosh.
Sorry, Troy. Well, we did. The Vikings can't ever win anymore,
Sorry, Troy, and sorry, Howard.
Howard Decker, yeah. Hey, listen to Howard Decker's show. He was on with us, and he is a George Strait tribute band, and he's fantastic, and he's getting booked all over the place. He had a great show. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so while we're on these questions, there's things you can do in Nashville other than...
Yeah, be a singer and songwriter.
Yep.
Hey, Troy, thanks for reaching out, man.
All right, so Troy says, should new artists focus more on TikTok or on live shows?
Okay. I think this is more of an opinion. I would say always work on your craft first, the music. That's going to get you TikTok. Now, kids today think that if they go on TikTok, a prime example of that would be not Morgan Well. Who's that other guy that I like a lot who's new? A mustache, just one. Come on, not Morgan Well. I like Morgan, but who's that? Please. He got famous on TikTok. You like all this stuff. You just introduced me to him. He plays at Music City Bar all the time. Howard is friends with him.
I Could Never Lie?
Yeah, that guy. Anyway, you think of his name, and he went on TikTok, and what happened to him was a bunch of people in Nashville reached. We got to think of his name because the guy's great. I don't know. I have Morgan Wallen stuck in my head, but it's not him. Anyway, and all these people from Nashville would call him, Troy, and they'd be like, "Hey, come to Nashville and just bring your pocketbook with you, and we'll figure this thing out." And all of a sudden, somebody called and said, "Hey, come to Nashville. Let's see if we can write some songs." And he was like, "Well, what is that going to cost?" He goes, There is no cost. Get your hind end up here. Let's see if we can figure this out." And he stuck with him still today, and just thanked him at the award show because he believed in him and not his pocketbook. So what I would say is always work on your craft, and TikTok will automatically follow because you're good.
All right. Sounds good, Troy. Hope that helps you. All right. Let's see. Okay. So here's one from Madrid. I'm assuming Spain. Hey, I'm Louis from Madrid.
Hey, Louis.
Is radio still important, or is everything streaming now?
Yeah, listen, Spotify seems to be the big to-do nowadays, and it's driving me absolutely insane. But did you think of his name?
Zach Top.
Oh my gosh, that guy is so good. I think a world of him. I'm so proud of him for what he did. Good memory, and so the push is you got to have the numbers on socials, right? So yeah, Spotify, work your Spotify and your YouTube like crazy. Is radio important? Of course. That's how you get paid, right? You don't get paid off of Spotify that's worth anything. You have 1 million downloads, they're going to get about $4,000. So think about that. But you have 1 million plays on radio, you'll get a heck of a lot more money than that. So good question.
All righty. Thank you, Louis from Madrid.
But listen, if you're going to go out there, Louis, and pay somebody to play your songs on the radio, make sure you find the right marketing team for that. Don't get taken by, it's $40,000 and we'll push one song for you and we'll see what happens. And don't fall into that. Do your homework, okay?
All right. So here we go. Haley from Texas.
Haley
says, why do so many artists move to Nashville and quit within 2 years?
Because the reality sets in. You realize that this is what I tell you about Nashville. Even if you do quit when you get to Nashville, you've learned 2 years of lessons that you couldn't learn in 10 years in your hometown. I'll tell everybody, when you get to Nashville, you're really going to realize where you're at. Walk down Broadway. That's all you got to do. Am I better than this person? Am I better than this person? This person's still playing in this bar, and they sing their hind end off way better than I ever can. Remember, that's just a step. And a year from now, you could be singing better than that person, or you could get luckier and be in the right place or write the right song and get that record deal. That's what it's all about. There's a lot of luck and a lot of skill, but realize that Nashville is a very big animal, and a lot of people come there. They'll get a 10-year lesson in 2 years, and they go back to their home state, and they will do amazing there because they'll know the level of talent where they rose to, and they will be the shining star in their state. So there is no real quit. They just kind of realize that this isn't karaoke. Carrie Underwood already sold that song, so even though you can copy her, if you can't go in the studio and sell a song like she did with her vocal, with your vocal, and sell that music, you're not doing any good. Karaoke does not sell. Karaoke means nothing in Nashville. It means zero. Every single award show that not award show, but TV show, American Idol and all these other ones, America's Got Talent, any artist that I manage, I would tell them don't even think about going on that show because all that it is a karaoke show. Once you get in the studio, that's where you find out if you can sing. That's why when all these winners win, you barely hear from them anymore because they get in the studio and there's nothing they can do.
Hey, Scott, didn't Garth leave when he first came to Nashville? Didn't he quit and go home and then come back a few years later?
He was there for 24 hours. He was in the BMI building, and a songwriter came in and said to the BMI guy that he wanted to take an advance, and the guy told him no. And Garth said, "This town's fucked," and he left.
Yeah, I thought that was it.
And then he came back, and then he had a different attitude when he did come back. That's my phone out. Speaking of Garth, boy, that was weird.
That was
my
crazy.
phone rings friends in low places at Michael Peterson, my friend Michael Peterson, Drink, Swear, Steal, and Lie, Here to Eternity. Michael's a great guy. He cut Garth's versions of Friends in Low Places. I don't know if it was one of his favorites or whatever, but I put it on my ringtone because I love Michael. Michael Peterson's great. Hey, Michael, and hi to Jill.
All right, so moving on. Let's see. Let's see. This one is Brooklyn from Atlanta.
Brooklyn. Cool name.
Yep. She says, "Hi. Does Broadway actually open doors or is it just entertainment?"
Both. But if you want to be in the industry, listen to my interview with Scott Collier, part 1 and 2. He tells you flat out exactly what to do when you get to town. There's this bar called Tootsie's. It's purple. 5th and Broad, and second floor, 2:30 on Saturday. I don't know if it's 2 or 2:30. Just show up early. Show up at 1:30 so you're not late. And you get to they'll let you get up there, let you sing, and if they see something in you, they'll invite you to Kid Rocks, and then what they'll put you through is honky tonk school, and that's a great place to start. You could also there's all kinds of other bars there in Nashville that you can get in the music industry. The Stage, the Legends Corner. Garth Brooks has Friends in Low Places. Lanny Wilson has a place down there. Miranda Lampert, Luke Bryan. They're all looking for great talent. You just have to find your home. But if you're there to party, you're there on Broadway, right, baby? I mean, that's the place to go if you're going to have fun. Woo is all right. Your eyes. That's why everybody moves to Nashville. They go there and they go, "Oh my gosh, it's so fun." And then they party their hind end off. Then they move to town, but then they realize that it's very expensive to live there.
All right. So Brooklyn.
Cool question.
Get on down there, girl.
Yeah.
Okay. Joseph from Atlanta.
Hey, Joseph. You're close.
He says, "Is it true that Nashville traffic is a test from God?"
It can't be worse than Atlanta, Georgia, right? I hate going through Atlanta, Georgia. Nashville traffic is horrendous. It's just terrible.
Well, here's the whole thing about Nashville traffic.
Oh my gosh, it's so bad.
It is bad. But they built these roads in 1965, probably.
Yeah.
And they didn't account for all these people moving here.
Right.
And they've moved. All these people have moved to Nashville.
Yeah.
And they built all these houses right up on the interstate.
Right. But they can't go anywhere.
And they can't expand.
Yeah, I don't know if they could go up. I don't know if they can go below. I heard there's going to be a tunnel from the airport to downtown Nashville. I'll believe it when I see it. We'll see. But I just don't know where they're going to go. Literally, a 10-minute ride in Nashville is now at least 40 minutes, you guys. It's just the way it is.
I don't know, but it can't be any worse than here where you sit at a red light for
8 minutes per turn. The red lights are terrible in Florida, aren't they, Mark?
Yeah.
And
they are
terrible.
And you pray
Take a
that no ambulance or anything.
Yeah, because then you're going to wait longer.
Then you're going to wait twice as long.
Yeah, good question. That can't be worse than Atlanta, Georgia. When I used to plan our trips to go through Atlanta either in the middle of the night or first thing, like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning before traffic got crazy.
Yeah, so Joseph, when you're packing your bags to head up to Nashville, pack your patience.
Pack your patience. Pack your patience. Amen.
All right, so let's see here. We have Kara from Kentucky.
Kara? I love that name.
Yep, Kara. She says, everyone says networking. Is that just code for drinking and strangers? Drinking with strangers.
Yeah, kind of. I got my biggest break drinking with strangers in Nashville and how I got into the music industry. And I'm going to be interviewing a guy by the name of Mike Estes. He used to play with Leonard Skinner and Blackfoot in Nashville in the first couple of weeks. And I'm super excited to get to interview Mike. Number one, to thank him publicly for taking me under his wing. And it was one of the first few jobs that I got to do in Nashville was to get to work with the Leonard Skinner experience that he had and with Blackfoot and how he opened up his own international band called Skinny Molly. That was a huge success and still going well today. And I got to meet 38 Specials, Jeff Carlisi, who's a founding member of him. And I got to work with all these legends in music. And I'd like to be proud to say that Mike is still my friend today, and I can't wait to interview him because it's cool. You gotta meet people. But anyway, I was at Tootsie's Bar on the main floor, and the guy that hired me to manage his management company came up to me, and we started visiting. And about 2 months later, I was running his office for him and worked my way up from there. So yeah, networking is very important. And sometimes you have a beer in your hand when it happens. So just be prepared. Like I told you guys a story, John Michael Montgomery. Hey, John, a great show at Rupp Arena up in Kentucky. Congratulations on your retirement, sir. Thank you for all the great years of music that you gave us. And that banner hanging in that building is deserved, if anybody. But anyway, John Michael played the Legends Corner, and I was really working on songwriting at the time. And John got done. He went outside, and I went out there. I told you this story on one of my other podcasts, but I said, John, I'm a songwriter. He goes, give me what you got. And I had nothing in my hand. And I literally had a tear come down my cheek, and he said, you could come to my studio tomorrow and drop it off, which was a blessing. I never heard anything back because my song sucked at that time. But John was very, very nice, and to be able to do something like that. So I can't say enough about John Michael Montgomery. So happy retirement, sir.
Yes, sir. Enjoy it. You deserve it.
Absolutely. The years of music was incredible. God, that guy can sing. Golly. Love John Michael Montgomery.
All right. I think it's the time for another break.
You want to take a break?
Yep.
Let's do it. We'll be right back, y'all.
Find some more questions.
Super.
Southern rock isn't just music, it's a way of life. And this January, it comes rocking into Drop Me Off in Nashville with one of its true legends in Southern rock. Scotty will sit down with his friend Mike Estes, former guitarist for Leonard Skinner and Blackfoot, and founding member of the worldwide touring Southern rock group Skinny Molly, a band that has been selling out stages across America and Europe for nearly 2 decades. We're getting into the grit, the grind, the riffs, the miles, and the stories only a lifetime on the road can produce. How Leonard Skinner shaped him, how Skinny Molly was built from the ground up, how worldwide tours, long nights, and real musicianship carved out a legacy that's still growing. If you want the truth behind Southern rock from a man who lived every mile of it, this is the episode for you, and you don't want to miss it. Mike Estes, founding member of Skinny Molly. One incredible conversation. January 2026, only on Drop Me Off in Nashville.
That's right, y'all.
Howdy! I was glad you here, though. There's these fellas running all over Nashville causing a ruckus. I think their names is Scott and his hooligan friends. They're kind of cute, though.
All right, y'all, we're back.
We're back. All right. How are we doing on these questions? Do you have like 6 sheets over there, for Pete's sakes?
I know, and they're all so good. I'm sorry, guys, if I'm not getting to your question.
We will do it again for sure. That's all we can do. We'll just pop off as many as we can. I love it. Thank you guys for reaching out, and I hope I can help with your career. But listen, that's why I did this podcast. Just go back and start listening. I'll teach you as much as I possibly can with that. And I know sometimes it's hard to filter, but I try to put the titles in there so you kind of know what you're getting into, what you're listening to on that show.
Okay, so this is from Thomas from Chile.
Cool. Hey, Thomas.
He says he just wanted to let you know he appreciates you breaking down the scam.
Ah, geez. That's cool.
Yeah, says you saved his cousin from sending money to a fake agent.
Wow. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, because you want to know what? That's what it is. They're just... I don't know how else to say it. We label them sharks. We just call them sharks in Nashville. Just do your homework. Now, some companies you're going to have to pay to get what you need. That's just the way it is. But you could tell which companies are really there to help you and which are there just with their hand out, looking for a handout. It doesn't take long to figure that out. Just be careful and ask. Just start asking, certain people who've been around town for a while, or do your homework. You could definitely Google just about anybody or AI and find out, what's going on with their company and what it's all about. Look for companies that have credits, been on Billboard. They've managed, artists who have names for themselves, international artists who's trusted in them. You're in pretty good hands when you get those type of things. So good. I'm glad that your cousin didn't do that, because no agent should ask you for any money up front, period. Done.
Yeah. So let's just stay on this little track here. It says, Lily from Vancouver says, thank you for telling the truth about the industry. Most shows sugarcoat it.
Yeah, they do sugarcoat it.
Baby, you can't sugarcoat a turd.
No, you can't. Yeah, a turd is a turd. Even that little white speck on the top that they say in that movie Pure Country with George Strait. That's chicken shit too. That's what it is. It's chicken shit. Just you guys be careful. It's sad but true that people are just not good people, and they'll look you in the eyes. You know what I've learned? The one who talks the most in an interview with you, it doesn't let somebody else answer their questions or question them while they're visiting with them, those are the guys you run from. Oh, my company's been around for 40 years and we do this and we do that. Yeah, I have a question. Well, just wait a minute. And then what we do, we're not successful if we haven't been here for 40 years. Well, I have a question for you, sir. Well, we've been around for 40 years and we do. I mean, I've heard it a million times and they all end up the same way. Bullshit.
All righty. So let's see. Jalen and Sylvia, they're from different places. Jalen's from Houston and Sylvia's from Toronto, but cool. They both love your show, love the honesty.
Cool. That's sweet, you guys. Thanks.
You guys are the only ones giving real advice, not fantasy.
Yeah. Hey, listen, if you want to be on the show, we're doing this thing called Riverside FM, and Mark, my producer, and we're really working with it. We're trying to figure it out. We've made a few mistakes on it, and then I was going to interview one of my friends, Todd Lindstrom from Hibbie, Minnesota, the kid I grew up with since 3rd grade, 5th grade, something, and he's been my friend ever since. And I was just going to let me have it. And I could see him, he could hear me, but I could not hear him. And we worked on this thing for over an hour on this Riverside FM program. But when we get this thing figured out, if any of you guys want to be on the show and we could figure it out to help you with your music career or you're promoting something, feel free to reach out. We love helping anybody who's brand new or as high up in the industry as the Skinner guys, like I said. So we're just here to help. So sweet. Very nice. Thank you.
All right. So this one says, Javier from Mexico City
cool.
says, do I really need a social media plan? Or can I just post my dog sometimes?
That's usually the best idea to do. Be you. Be real. And remember, it doesn't have to be music 24/7. There's this girl on TikTok, she's called Liz the Manager, okay? Stephen Bishop is her husband. This girl is so stinking smart. She knows exactly what she's talking about. She gives her advice for free, and then once in a while they'll do a taste test with some pizzas or some food, or she'll bake something, so she mixes it up. It's really clever how she's built her career. And when she started, people were very, very nasty to her, and I reached out to her many times and said, just delete them people, Liz, because what you're offering is a gift. It is so incredibly sweet what you are doing. I mean, I don't know how, please don't quit. Like, she was going to quit. I'm like, they're just angry. Now, whether that got to her or not, I don't care. But I felt very inspired to say something to her because I just thought it was disgusting. And her husband is like, she's like, you're right, you really married Stephen Bishop. And I'm like, how could you say something like that to somebody? These people are human beings, and they're giving you this free advice. And this advice is priceless, what she's offering. Liz, the manager, look her up on TikTok, Instagram. I'm going to tag her on this just to let her know that she has people out here that think the world of her, and I'm one of them. So Liz, Stephen, keep doing what you guys are doing because it is absolutely incredible, the information that you're sharing.
And Javier from Mexico City, you post that pup.
Post the pup, post going outside, post getting coffee, post singing your songs, post. Just be consistent. Do it 3 times a day at the same time every day. And just try to keep people's attention and watch your numbers. Amber Marie was on one of our shows. Listen to Amber Marie's show. Amber Marie. She has some great advice about posting and how it works. She's educated at Belmont University out of Nashville, and she knows exactly how the music business works. And we liked her so much we hired her on Michael Gillis's team. That's how smart we feel she is.
Okay, so let's see. Nora from Ireland.
Cool.
Says,
Ireland. Wow.
Yeah. Is the phrase "let's circle back" Nashville speak for "it's never happening"?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, Nora.
Listen,
it ain't happening.
This is the advice I've told myself 18 years ago when I got to town. If they say not now, that's not no. That's not now. That means it doesn't fit what they're doing now. Remember, anytime you pitch something with your name on it, give them the very, very best you got. Because as soon as you start throwing them stuff that's not so good, but you're just so incredibly desperate to get another cut, when that email comes in, it's not going to be answered because they don't have time for nonsense. So you want to hear not now, not no. And if you do hear no, the next one you come in, if that's 5 years down the road and you got to wait that long before you pitching in, do it because you want your name to be solid again. Don't waste their time.
Okay, so let's move on to Chris here. He's from Nashville.
Hey, Chris.
And he wants
Nashville.
To know, he wants to know, why is networking more important than talent sometimes?
I don't know. I wish I could answer that, and it's one of the things that bothers me more than anything. And what really bothered me for a long time was that they would pick these kids off of TikTok. Now, their success story is Zach Top, because he would play his guitar and sang as a 16, 20-year-old kid, and he was a good-looking young man, and he would play his heart out. And like I said earlier, the people tried scamming him, and he saw right through that. He's like, I'm not sure if how this really works. But when that one guy called that said, hey, you're really good, why don't you come to town? Let's see if we can figure something out. That guy who reached out to him in good heart and good faith and saw talent in Zach, he's the one that's still getting credited today in 2025 as a thank you from the award show saying, hey, thanks for believing in me. So it goes a long way. So imagine that guy's phone right now today is probably getting blown up because of what he did for Zach Top.
Yeah.
You got to get out there and do it, man. Nashville's tough. You already know. If you're living there, brother, keep on keeping on. Don't give up whatever you do, because when you give up, my motto is when you give up, you failed. And actually, I said a line to my wife today, and she got on me right away and said, don't you do that, because it is frustrating once in a while. But if you don't chase your dream, the dream ain't going to chase you.
Yeah, I called him Negative Nancy, and he said, boys aren't called Negative Nancys. They're called Negative Neds.
Negative Ned.
Oh, excuse me. Excuse me.
But she put me in my place, because sometimes you got to have that somebody to back you up and kind of give you another kick in the hind end and said, you're good. Just go out there and finish it up.
Yep.
Cool.
Finish it up.
And if you, like you said, if you don't make it, don't feel discouraged because you made it. You went to Nashville, you learned what you needed to learn, and you could take that back to your hometown and you'll be a huge success there.
Okay, so let's go back to the AI and scams and things like that.
Okay.
This one says, Beth from San Diego. She says, what's the biggest scam you see hitting new artists?
AI is now making videos of artists and saying how good you are. Hey, this is Garth Brooks. I just saw your video, Scott, or your song. I think it's great. Why don't you meet up with us in Nashville and we'll figure something out? And they'll AI you a little pretend contract from his record company and throw the logo on there and send it out to you. And then it will look like, wow, Garth really did this for me and sent me this video. It's all AI. It's all nonsense. Listen, any label that's going to get a hold of you, any record person, or any artist who's going to get a hold of you, their management company is going to call and talk to you. There's not going to be anything through emails. They're not going to say, pay me through Bitcoin.
And the artist sure as hell ain't going to send you no video.
No artist is going to send you some video like that. It's all nonsense. Just remember, AI is here and you have to filter through. If it doesn't come from a management company, and you'll know because when you call them back and their numbers on the bottom and you say, hey, this is Scott Hooger. I got a message from X manager. Can I get through to him? They'll be like, yep, because they'll be expecting your call because it's talked around the office that this is what's going to happen. Just like what happened to Zach Top. Craig Wiseman's company knew that they were going to do that, and they brought him to town. They opened the door. They unlocked the deadbolt, and then walked Zach Top, and they went to work.
All right, so let's move on. Hope that helps you, Beth. Carmen from Miami.
Cool.
Says, what's a realistic monthly budget for promoting new music?
Tough. Where you want to go? You want 1 million streams? You want to just get stuff out on YouTube? You want an introduction to the music industry? I would myself, new artists in town, I would probably look for about $2,500 a month realistically to get started. When you get in the big leagues, you're looking at 6 figures, close to $1 million. We had a show on with a music investor. His name was Randy Rich. He's a dear, dear friend of mine. And Randy, he's very smart with when he puts his money and where he's going to do that. But having an investor is very, very smart. If grandma leaves you her life savings, please talk to some people first to make sure that I know we all sound good in the car and we sound good in karaoke and we sound good because, our parents don't want to hurt our feelings and say we do. But go to Nashville first, spend a couple weeks there, see what your competition level is like, see if you're better or you can fit in with that group, and then kind of make some strategic plan. Please don't spend your inheritance or something like that. Get a music investor, somebody to believe in you. That's important because if you want to get to a certain level where we are with my management company, we have to have certain numbers. I have to be able to present to a label over 1 million streams and you're building, and that product is still coming out of you, and you have a catalog of 20 to 30 songs that are ready to go. We have to see that because that's what they require. And that could change again in 5 years from now, a year from now, 6 months from now. We play by the label's rules, not vice versa. So my company, we don't do anything for free. We don't. But when we bring you in, we make sure that you're something that is valuable enough that we feel that you can get us somewhere, because we're not going to invest our time in you because that would take time away from the artists who are good that I'm going to take time away from. So if I'm going to sit down with a Michael Gillis with 3 Billboard hits and climbing in and possibly of a major record label, I better damn well be able to explain to Michael that we're taking on an artist from Oklahoma that is going to be just as good and that he's happy with that because we believe that this trajectory of this person can be just as good as Michael. And then Michael would embrace that. And then I would give you the same respect. Once we got you to that level, I would also sit down with you and say, hey, we're also bringing on this artist, Angie, out of Oklahoma, and we want to make sure she's good, but this is what we're doing. This is where we're at. So I wouldn't take away from your career, because remember, I'm managing your career to get you where you want to go, just like I am Michael's and just like I would be Angie's. It's business, you guys.
Yep, it is. And so let's see, Jamal from Detroit.
Jamal.
He says, is hiring a PR company worth the cost?
Yes and no. If you vet them first. Vet them, and vet them, and vet them again. And if every call that comes in from them, they ask you when you're going to send them the money, maybe that's not the right company to go for. Listen, go down to Nashville, go to Chicago, go to LA, New York, get into the music scene. And dabble in it and see what things are like before you go start spending money on those type of things. Use your social media. Maybe go on Meta and do some self-promoting yourself and see how things will turn out. See what kind of results you get from spending $1,000 on yourself, besides giving it to a company that says they're going to promise you the moon and stars above, and nothing comes through, and they say, oh, we're sorry, it just didn't work out. Invest in yourself.
Yes.
Try that first and see what kind of results you get. And remember, it's business. So anything that you do is the music business. It's not just because you can sing. That's the smallest point of it. There's so much more to it that's just as important.
Yes. And you have to be your own biggest cheerleader.
Amen. Because nobody's going to come to your hometown and knock on your door. I promise you. You got to chase that dream. A dream is not going to chase you.
That's right. So here's Isaac. He says he's from Chicago, and he says, how do artists stay humble when their mom tells everyone they're the next Elvis?
Yeah, that happens all the time. And that's our biggest problem in Nashville is, grandma or your mom or dad or your friends tell you how great of a karaoke singer you are. And that's just not it, you guys. Like, you got to hear me. That's great that you can copy. I could copy Garth Brooks pretty damn good and get people to clap their hand off. And not being arrogant, that's just the truth. I have friends that can sing songs better than most people, and sometimes better than the artists themselves, especially Scott Collier. He's incredible. But you have to realize you have to sell the product. You have to sell those lyrics. You have to have that original song that you could sell in a studio that's going to sell to the masses. Carrie Underwood already sang those songs brilliantly. It's already sold. They've already made the money. You're not going to go in there and sing her songs better than her and get a record deal. It's not going to happen. You have to find your songs, your craft, your niche, what you're going to do. That's what sells. It doesn't matter what the opinion is of our family members. Do not do that. But if you want to come to Nashville, spend 2 years there, and then go back to your hometown and sing karaoke songs on that's really what a band is. It's a glorified karaoke. That's the way I look at it. A lot of people would disagree, and I'll probably get hate mail for that. But I'm in the music industry myself, and I know what sells, and I know what labels are saying to me. So you have to have an original product, and that's what has to go out. And it has to be solid enough where they can get some money off of you with that original product. And if you don't have that, you don't have anything.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Scott Collier, we got married and we got to pick our own playlist. Remember, I picked one of Scott's songs, My Kind of Beautiful.
You love that song.
I love that song.
I love that song too. Collier, I'll never understand, Scotty, forgive me, why he doesn't have a major record deal. But after we aged, and Scotty and I spend more time together. Scott is probably one of the biggest success stories in Nashville in my mind. He lives a couple of miles from his job. He gets to play music 4 days a week. He helps kids succeed.
Yeah.
And he gets to raise his son and be home with him every night and see him and be a part of his football games, do all the wonderful things. Scott makes a ton of money doing what he does. People adore him. He's a success story in my eyes, and he gets to be in Nashville, and he's 4 or 5 hours to go back to his hometown, and that's a success story to me.
So look up the song "My Kind of Beautiful."
My Kind of Beautiful. Play the hell out of it because it's beautifully written, and I think Danny Wells wrote that song. Excuse me, Collier, if I spoke wrong, but I think, and Danny Wells wrote "Check Yes or No" for George Strait.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Very cool. What else you got over there, hon?
Let's see. I think it's probably time for us to wrap it up, babe.
Well, let's wrap up. You got one more?
You know I could talk forever.
Yeah. What is there anything else on that thing?
Let's see here. So Ruth from Kentucky.
Ruth. We got a lot of locals.
Yeah.
Kentucky, Alabama, Atlanta, then the ones across the seas. That's really super cool.
Yeah, so she says, how do you find authentic country music in a tourist-heavy Nashville?
Music City Bar and Grill. Authentic, right?
Yeah, no. Well, yeah, they're authentic as well, but if you
Bluebird.
if you want authentic country music, you're going to have to go listen to not the Stage, but what else is in the
Legends Corner?
No, in the Valley.
The Troubadour, Scoreboard, Nashville Palace.
The Palace.
Yeah.
And listen to James.
James Carruthers.
Yep.
I want to get James on the show.
Yep. James is authentic country music.
James Carruthers was invited to open for Alan Jackson. And he's also doing Alan's final show at the Bridgestone. And if you sat down or watched James Carruthers perform, I don't think you'd ever realize exactly how incredibly talented he is till, number one, you watch him and hear him perform, but that he opens and was chosen by Alan Jackson. What a compliment that is. But you and James would never probably ever say that. I just don't think it's in him because he doesn't need to, because his music and his talents do it for him.
Yeah.
James Carruthers is a huge, huge talent. I can't say enough about that guy.
Yeah. In the Palace, they always have different artists and the older country, original country music.
Yeah, that's what I think about Music City Bar and Grill. My friend Rodney owns that place, and he's done an amazing job there. He's cleaned it up, and you're going to see George Jones, a steel guitar player, playing in there. You're going to see every artist that you can imagine, band people that come in there just to get to play. And it's that old country music, and they just play the hell out of it. And the food is good, the atmosphere is good, it's safe, it's free parking. It's Music City Bar and Grill. It shares the parking lot with the Nashville Palace and the Scoreboard, the Troubadour.
So you can just park in the middle and just hit them all.
And free, yep. And you're right by Opryland, and there's a lot of great hotels there. You don't have to worry about traveling or driving or getting a DUI. Now that just goes away. And you'll have a fantastic time in Music Valley. This was a lot of fun, Angie. Thank you for doing this.
So I have one more question for you.
Go ahead.
It's my question.
Okay.
How do you keep all this stuff stored in your brain?
Collier taught me this. You just go over to the kitchen sometimes and you unscrew it and you pop the side of your head like this and it all dumps out. Then you put new junk in it.
Well, okay, so we was talking about frying pans earlier and an iron skillet. I'll just take my iron skillet.
Whap me upside the head with it.
Oh, yes.
Yes. I don't know how. Just the years of experience, and I'm passionate. I love the music industry. What I love more than anything is the climb. I am having the time of my life managing Michael Gillis right now. I just, number one, he's an amazing guy, and I mean that. And if I wasn't working for him, he is my friend, but I would consider him a friend for the rest of my life. He's just, there's something about Michael that we share music, and we could talk for hours. You hear it, Angie, on the phone.
Yes.
And I love it. It's so fun.
They're henpecking.
Yeah, we henpeck, all right.
They
but
do.
Michael is just the coolest guy, and he's so passionate about music. The climb, to me, is what's fun. To getting the person to that spot, even when it's frustrating, and even when we fail, because it's okay because we fix it and move on. And then you get all these people with all these different experience who now they know more, or this is sloppy, or this wasn't right, or this was wrong. To me, that's just part of the learning process of the ever-changing music industry. And when you finally think you got it figured out, it changes again, and you have to adapt with those changes. And when those secrets aren't given out, sometimes you learn the hard way. And that stings for a guy like me because I feel like I failed or I failed my friend, or I failed my artist, Michael. And that's the least thing that I want to do. But what's so great about Michael is that he's smart enough to know that, and that we'll grow together.
Yeah.
We'll learn together, and we will succeed together. I always say I don't care about the money, because one day there'll be enough money in the cookie jar to go around. And then that's when it will be fun. But we just got to get Michael to that position, and I'm looking forward to that.
Baby, you're always the connect the dots guy.
I am, and I've been like that ever since, because I always wanted to come back. I always think that if I give more than I take, that it will come back some way, somehow. And if I can help you or put you in an arena that I couldn't get into, but I could get you into that arena, I'm good with that. That's what I did with Sebastian Roberts when he started. I knew that John could sing better than me. I knew that he was more talented than I was, and he could play instruments better. So I connected him where I thought would work, and then what he did with it from there was his career. And then when I got to manage Tommy Two-Tone, the same thing. I learned a lot from Tommy, and I tried to do the best that I could for him. And working with Mike Estes from Skinner, like I said, who's now Skinny Molly, and Luke Bradshaw and all those guys, Jay Johnson, and it was a blessing for me.
Speaking of Tommy Two-Tone, you just got something in the mail the other day.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. They worked hard for him, and to get a plaque like that was pretty awesome. So thanks for saying that. I don't like talking about that. I'd rather just hang it on the wall and be cool.
Yeah, but you were like a kid in a candy store.
Well, it's those silent rewards that you get, that you kind of go, this is kind of job well done, and I was really proud to be a part of all of that. So I don't know if I'll ever get out of the music industry. I tried to quit multiple times, but I love it. It's just who I am.
All right, baby. How about we go get some sweet tea and some turnip greens?
Yeah, maybe we can get Mark to have a little bit of your sweet tea. I don't know about them damn turnip greens, though, baby. Mark, what do you think of them turnip greens? Do you eat that stuff?
No, sweet tea, yes. Turnip greens, no.
No, because it's grass. It's grass, right?
Not grass.
It's grass. That's what it is.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a cow or something.
See? That's exactly what I say. I said the exact same things. Hey, I want to tell you, Angie, I really mean this from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for doing this, because you cleaned up my email, which was great. And these questions were really cool, and it was kind of neat that you just kind of threw them all at me. And I'm glad I didn't ask you ahead of time, because doing it cold like this is just so much better. I mentioned some cool people. I'm going to say her name again. Liz, the manager, Stephen Bishop. Stephen was a huge success back in the 70s and 80s. Liz, the manager. Check her out online. Find her, follow her. She'll give you some of the best advice. You might not like it because she speaks the truth like I do. And that's what's the best thing about her, is that she does speak the truth, because there is only one way, and that is the truth in the music industry. And she's well versed on it. So check her out, will you? Thanks, Ange.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. I'll see you guys next week. I want to try to get Michael Gillis on the line. And I want to do one more with him. Then we're going to do a year in review the last week of the 31st. That would come out then. Ange, maybe you could come in with me on that one. That would be a lot of fun. And then if
I'll have to check my schedule.
I'll have to check your thank you. And then we like to tell you guys thanks for everything this past year. We started this podcast in June. Here we are in December. And I got over 5,000 of you people listening to me right now. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thanks, y'all.
Bye.
Thanks for joining Scotty and Friends. Don't forget to like and subscribe to join the Drop Me Off in Nashville family. Engineering and production provided by Podcast Production Music.
Well, Nashville, can't thank you enough for all the time.
Y'all come back now. Here?